Hey guys, what's up? It's tubofgaming here today once again. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about, are the Cowboys legitimate Super Bowl contenders in 2017? So I'm going to be splitting this video up into two parts, offensive and defensive side of the ball. We're going to talk about all the major changes and see how it can affect the Cowboys. So without further ado, let's get into it. The offense side of the ball. So basically the offense side of the ball didn't lose too many players. The only players that they kind of lost was the offensive line, of course. They lost two key players on there. Doug Free, of course, retiring, and Ronald Leary going to the Broncos. But I think the offensive line should be just fine. They'll just plug in some players they have there at tackle and guard. I think they should be just fine. I don't think anything will be affected there. Maybe a little bit affected, but I think it should be still good as ever, and they should be alright. So the offensive line, I'm not worried about too much. You got also the same receivers, Des Bryant, Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, Bryce Butler. You got all those guys still there, so you don't have to worry about them too much. It's going to be the same exact people. Then you got the Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, of course, two rookies that played very, very well last year, but will they play very good this year? We will see. But I believe Dak Prescott will not have a sophomore slump, as a lot of people say, because I think he'll be a lot better. He'll have 2 years under his belt. He will be a lot better familiar with the playbook, and he'll feel a lot more composed in the pocket, you know what I mean? Because it'll be a lot easier for him since he's in the second year in the NFL. But there's going to be a lot more expectations for him, but hopefully he can get it done. I don't think he's going to have a sophomore slump. I think he's going to be just fine. Ezekiel Elliott. I think Ezekiel Elliott will have a good year, but he won't have as much yards as last year. Not because he played bad or anything. It's just because since Dak Prescott knows the playbook more, they don't have to rely on Ezekiel Elliott so much. They can throw the ball a little bit more, which takes away from a little bit of Ezekiel Elliott's carries. But it's nothing against him. It's just not he's not going to get as much carries. More receiving yards, yes. I think that's a possibility that he can get more receiving yards, and I think they should set up more plays for him out of the backfield so he can get more yards. I think that would be the right thing to do. So I think his yards will go down, and I think Dak Prescott's passing yards will go up. But I think they're both played pretty good this year. We will see what happens. But that's pretty much it for the offense side of the ball. Like I said, not too many changes. The defensive side of the ball is where some major changes happen. So on the defensive line, there's not too many people that they lost. They lost a couple players, but not too many. So they should still be right there. But I think DeMarcus Lawrence coming back, and he's not going to be suspended for 4 games, hopefully, and be able to have a full offseason, you know what I mean? I think he should be a good player next year because he was never able to get into his own last year. He kind of just, after that suspension, he just never really found it. But I think maybe if he were able to get healthy and he was able to stand the field without being suspended, I think he should be really, really good. Of course, they added Taco Charlton to the mix, and that is a very good pick, I think, for me, because it adds more depth to the defensive line. It means you have another pass rusher in there, because you need a lot of pass rushers as you can, because the Cowboys, of course, you already know their problem is pass rush. So if you can get more pass rush in there, I think it will help. Also, you got the addition of I think a rookie, Charles Tapper. I think he should be really, really good as well. And you also got who else you got? David Irving. David Irving was really, really good last year in a couple games, so hopefully he can play really, really good this year again. So I think the defensive line should be pretty much the same. A couple of new guys, but the defensive line should be alright. Move on to the linebackers. Linebackers is pretty much the same. They didn't lose too many people there. Sean Lee, Anthony Hitchens. I think if you want to count in the addition of Jalen Smith, but I don't know how much impact he's going to be to the linebacking corps, so we won't really include him too much, but we will include him because maybe he'll become a good backup or something. And that's pretty much it for the linebackers. I think the linebackers should be alright. And where the major changes are happening is, of course, the secondary. They lost all their key secondary players: Morris Claiborne, Barry Church, J.J. Wilcox, Brandon Carr. So a lot of people are making a big deal about this. They lost a lot of these players, but for me, I don't feel like it's a big deal. Morris Claiborne was rarely on the field, and even when he was, he did play good for a while, but sometimes he wouldn't produce. So I think replacing him with a more young and healthy and a hungry player, I think that might help, and you get at least the same or even more production out of him. Then you got Brandon Carr, who was always healthy, but he never really made too many plays. Only 1 interception in the last few years. That's not good. So I think if you can replace him with one of these brand new corners, and maybe he can make more plays than he did. And then of course you got all these brand new players, but you also got a couple old guys: Anthony Brown, Orlando Scandrick, who knows the system and know how to start. So I think the Cowboys secondary should be just alright. I don't know why people always complain about that, but I think their secondary should be just alright, even with these young players. And then you got the safeties, of course, Jeff Heath, and then all the other guys they want to include. So I think the secondary should be just fine. Remember, guys, they weren't even that good last year. They were like 26 against the pass or something. So that shows you they weren't even good, even when you had those players. So hopefully our rebuild can just shape that defense and make it into even better. So after we talk about this whole thing, I want to tell you guys, do I think the Cowboys are legit Super Bowl contenders? And yes, I do think they're legit Super Bowl contenders. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I think they're legit Super Bowl contenders because they didn't lose too much. They still have exactly what they had. I think it all really depends on the heads of Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, and of course if that defense can play really well, but I believe they can do it. I believe they're going to be Super Bowl contenders next year. Hopefully they will be, and I think that's what it's going to be. I think the main thing that was hurting them last year was, of course, pass rush. Defense was really hurting them. I think another reason why they lost that game was they started very, very slow, even on offense. So hopefully they can fix that. Maybe that's a little bit of coaching. Maybe they can fix that coaching, and maybe they can go farther in the playoffs. We will see. I truly believe they would have beaten the Falcons in the championship game, but that's just a Cowboy fan talking. But I believe that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video.